starts about 100 years ago when explorers first came in. They found a cave cockroach that's native to Southeast Asia and was first described from this very cave. After the cave had been explored for a while, the cave was heavily disturbed by tourism, and that brought in other species of cockroach from outside. And then there was a concern that this new invasive species was taking over and actually causing local species to go extinct. We found that actually there are still fairly healthy populations of the native species in the cave. So this is an example of what scientists call niche partitioning. They divide up the resources among the different species and they find some way to coexist. The world is so globalized now that you can't really stop different species from spreading. If there is a niche that can be occupied, then nature normally finds a way to fill that niche.
ইয়াল্লা বলি কোন ইতারা আমার বাচ্চাটা জমানাত ধরে মোর বাপ নাইরে সুবিরা মত মই অংরে আছে চকপুর 3 সালাবুতা 3 চকপুর সালাবুতা 3 পানি নমারে বারে দাসি মারি দিগিল গছিয়া আমি সাইরিং আমি রিসা জঙ্গলিলো মারে উয়াল বংডুগলো মারে মানিহারারে মারে হ্যাঁ মারতে 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 ইতে আছে আমিও সাইরিং এর মাঝে দুপাতে 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 আছে জ্বালা জাল ঘরের ধরে মাঝে বুগলোয় সাইতাঙ্গা করে তো তোমাদের আছে আমি সাইতের আছে সিঙ্গুলি হয়ে যায় না বা
To talk in front of people. It's like, oh no, what did I get myself into? You did well. Yes. It's so hard to do that in front of the camera.
I do pitch trainings in co-working spaces in Berlin or in Dubai or in Nairobi. It's all the same. The entrepreneurship works by the same mechanism, no matter where you are. But me coming here is by choice because I want to. I think when I think about myself, why I would migrate because leaving my comfort zone to challenge myself and to get more out of life and have an adventure. And then there's very, very different reasons to migrate. If you go to a country because the situation in your own country is not good enough for you to live, because there's either it's a danger to be there or you just have no perspective. And so you pack your things and you move to a country where you hope it will be better and will be more safe. If we look at Malaysia, the buildings, the skyscrapers, and the technology and economic growth, it was done together with or on the back of, depending on your perspective, migration workers. Cheap labor from migrant workers who are not documented, who are not seen anywhere, don't get any citizen rights, no health insurance. It's easy for them to have them there and to just silently, invisibly help Malaysia to grow their own economy.
Most of the migrants in Malaysia are either from Bangladesh or Indonesia. So both of them actually face similar problem in the home. There is not enough jobs. So for a better life, they come to Malaysia or Singapore or in the Middle East. They go there, then they try to find a job that is dangerous, that locals doesn't want to do. When you go to Kongsi, you see that these communal houses where lots of people stay without running water or internet or a basic needs of life. They don't have that, but they still work because they want to earn money and then send back to home. I am myself a migrant. I came to Malaysia in 2007 as a student. I did my graduation here, and after that I started work for a few companies until 2015. Then I started to develop this app. The main reason why I started that I saw that the migrant workers, how they actually suffering day-to-day life when they want to buy something. The basic idea of migration online is very simple. We want to bring the offline people to online. We are not a bank, we are a marketplace. We actually enable the suppliers, insurance company, telcos, airlines, bus ticket companies to sell their products in a marketplace so that the migrant workers can buy it easily and pay through us. Because why it's important to pay through us? Because they do not have a bank account and credit card or debit card. So we handle their payment system for them, giving them actually more financial freedom. So when you work as a construction worker, you become physically unfit. So when you're 40 years old, you go back home, you cannot do a construction job anymore, but you don't have any savings.
So that's what you're solving, because of Migration Online, they have a saving,
Yeah.
and then that they have a beginning of a life when they're back
Yeah,
home.
so we are giving them a small money at least, which is something then they can start a shop, start a small business. And also we give them, now we started working with some insurance company like Allianz and AXA. We give them a smaller plan, like 10 ringgit a month you buy if you die or if you had a major accident. We give you a lump sum amount actually. We're not a money transfer company per se. We are a lifestyle company. We're building a super app for the migrants actually, so that actually help them to change their life.
জি ইনশাল্লাহ আর আছে কাম গড়ি গড়ি বাদে আছে আর দি এসএমপি রে ইনশাল্লাহ এসএমপি মানি আছে আর মাইসর তলে জানা পড়ে নিজে দুগুরি নিজে খাই পারি রে ইনশাল্লাহ লুংলা করে তারপরে আছে হেনে গুতে গুতে আছে সুবয়ে গিয়ে গড়ি রিয়া সুবয়ে যাইগে বাদে আছে মগে বাদে তো আর আছে জাগুরি বাদে সেখানে আমার দেশত আমি যাইতাম হাত আমি গন দুঃখ মাদে এখন মগ পা বুঝি হারাব জারাম মুইও জারাম গন দুঃখ পাই গনের আছে আমি গন সাইন না হইব এই কাফেররে এই মিলিটারি রে ইয়ালা বলি আমি এই দুনিয়া তিন আছে কিষণ আসার এই ইনসাফানে সারব এই দুন দৈলার যে এখন কাম নাই মানে আছে মাসে মাতাইলে দিনলে মাতাইলে যায় নইলে নযায় মাছ দিয়া কাম ঘুরি নপারি গম নথাইলে আছে নিহাজ টানি নাপারে মুই রাতটা নিলে এহেন গড়া পরে দাবাইলে থাকার মধ্যে মুই এখন তৈলে আছে সত্যি হইলে মতন নলাই ফেলে বসে চা বাং কাম মানে আছে যে মাথা তার লগে জারুত করিব কাম মাদে খালে ফা দুখ পলে দুধ কিনা পরে তেলে এখন মিমি আপনার গন্না বুলি কলে পরে কেকা নেতা পরে বুলি কলে হেরে মাদে কি নালা পদা হলা সুকসাকিরিয়া গড় কেরে আল্লাহ
You are undocumented refugee, therefore you have no status, therefore there is not even a protocol how to treat you. And that makes you such a vulnerable human being. So at the end of the day, you end up having this piece of freaking paper defining all the decisions that will be making what kind of life you will be able to live or not being able to live. Whether you're safe or not safe, whether you have to fear police to come at you in every second because you're illegal.
started modeling when I was really young, when I was still in school, so I was 15 years old, and I would juggle it with going to college and classes and do shows in the evening, and it's funny because I never wanted to be a model, never wanted to be a beauty queen. I used it as a platform to talk about things that mattered to me. Being a beauty queen, it gives you a voice, it gives you a platform, and I always say it's like a blank canvas. What comes of it is what you decide to paint on it. And then it was this moment when I hosted a documentary and I visited these refugee families living 20 minutes from our beautiful Twin Towers. And I couldn't believe that they were here in Malaysia, in my home, and they weren't going to school. And I think that was a big turning point for me. A kid in this world today without an education, we're setting them up to fail. When refugees come here, they're really very much on their own. They do not have access to schools, they don't have access to education. They are invisible people here. So that's one of the reasons why we set up Fuji School. I remember when I first started working with the students, we did this activity. I gave them pieces of paper and crayons, and I said to them, just draw something, you know, your family and your favorite things, and their pages remained blank. And what caused that? Why were they not able to dream and to create and to think outside of the box? And I think they'd gone through so much that they just couldn't see beyond now. What do you do to like stir someone's imagination, to get them dreaming again?
When it comes a pupa, he's shaking the skins of hers. After shaking, he become a butterfly, an adult.
Who wants to be a scientist? Scientist? What kind of scientist? Do you know what kind of scientist?
The scientist that explores the world and finds new stuff. Because I love exploring.
The education that they need, what is it different? What did you change about the content that they would learn? What do they need to build this identity?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we talk about school is when we ask why do we go to school? What is the value of an education? And very often it's preparing you to go to university, right? But when you say, but actually it's preparing you to live in this world, to be able to survive and function in a world that is not always very kind. And these kids have gone through way more stuff than you and I can ever imagine. And they sit here and you're telling them to study and learn math and English and science, but why are they learning it? What is it for? How is this going to be useful to them in the future? Like, are they even going to be able to go to university? When are they going to leave Malaysia? When are they getting resettled? There are so many questions. And so for us, with our limited resources, it's trying to make it real. It's trying to really working with them to believe in themselves, to self-worth, self-respect, that they have to invest in themselves because they have everything within them. They have what it takes to build an amazing life, but you got to work hard for it. And so for us, it's building grit in the students. It's obviously access to education and knowledge, teaching them how to teach themselves, to value stuff that is in our books, you know, and to realize that this is a door that will change your life if you use it well. It's a little bit sad that there are so many countries still grappling with the issue of how do you ensure that all children are in school? Regardless of labels, regardless of where they are, who they come from, kids need to be in school, they need to be educated, because it's not an individual thing. It's not just about that one person. It's about society, it's about countries, it's about the world. It really is a global issue. And education is not just knowledge, it teaches you how to think, how to feel, how to be a more positive global citizen. And I think the problems we face in the world today very much, because if everyone was in school getting the right kind of an education, I think the world we live in could be a very different place.
Membuat liputan tentang isu Rohingya ni pada 2014, dan saya menjadi interested untuk follow up apabila Malaysia Authority mereka jumpa lebih kurang 139 kubur dan 28 camp di Thailand border lah. So saya join mereka. Inilah first time yang saya lihat the dead body yang ada di sana. So I became interested and I want to know more about this issue. So saya follow up untuk pergi ke Myanmar, di mana pada waktu itu hampir 400,000 orang etnik Rohingya they flee from Myanmar to Cox's Bazar. So pada waktu itu sangatlah kritikal, di mana mereka lapar dan untuk selamatkan diri cari tempat perlindungan untuk. Ini bukanlah menunjuk semata-mata untuk menunjuk emosi mereka, tapi mereka memerlukan bantuan. Mereka tidak mampu bersuara. So, apabila saya mengambil fotograf dan menghantar kepada news agency, dan apabila berita itu keluar, orang mula membuka mata untuk melihat dan membantu mereka. So, yeah, this is a part of my job to show to the world. Ya, mereka punya suara, mereka punya ialah keinginan untuk
We as a global society need to see that it's not our right to treat other humans like they're trash. Many countries are in a state that they will be hit by the upcoming wars for resources, by the upcoming effects of climate crisis. So migration is the last thing that will be just vanishing and be a thing of the past. Migration is a thing of the future. We have to create a culture that allows us to not be afraid of that new people coming into our life from different cultures, different religions, different languages. It should be possible for us to create an ecosystem in the world that allows migration to happen with ease and with a flow that is as natural as migration is part of us humans anyway.